Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of Allah be on us all. Today we are bringing to you a visit of the Ameer and missionary in charge of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Ghana and his entourage to the palace of the Otumfuo Asante, the king of the Asantes. The meeting was started with a prayer by the Ameer and missionary in charge.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم آمين.
The Ameer and his entourage visited the king for 3 reasons, and he tells us in the following videos. But before he told the king the purpose of their visit, he had this to say about the king.
Your Royal Majesty and elders, I extend to all of you the Islamic felicitation of Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, which is to say, may the peace, blessings, and mercy of the Almighty Allah be upon us all. Your Majesty, we've been following keenly your activities, and I'm proud to say that we are proud to be associated with you and to announce this privilege anywhere and wherever we find ourselves in the world. Only recently in May, Your Majesty delivered a talk to the whole of Ghana, which I refer to as another Sermon on the Mount. And it was on the topic that we advance together as a people, one and the same people. It was thought-provoking. Some friends of mine who happened to read it in other parts of the world kept calling me and commenting on it. Then came the other occasion when Your Majesty had an external, rather you call it national platform, to give an expose of the history of Africa, the interaction between the African and then the black man and the white man, the extremes and the other intrigues and other things that took place, which culminates in the history of Africa. This thought-provoking presentation of Your Majesty will go down in history, and it has made every African, apart from we Ghanaians, and not just only Africans, but every black man and black woman, proud of you, and they see you as leader of the black race into this world. I, for one, I feel very, very proud, therefore, to have the little association that I have with you as a grandfather, and you have since accepted me as such. Nana, Otumfuo, Your Majesty, you find us here this afternoon. We are here for 3 purposes. The major one is the fact that our supreme spiritual head, who we call the Khalifatul Masih, is scheduled to pay a visit to Ghana somewhere towards the end of February and into early part of March of next year. He has always expressed the wish, the desire to pay a courtesy call on you whenever he comes to Ghana. And having received this message, and in order for us to give him the feedback on expected activities in Ghana, it became very, very necessary that we meet you today and occupy a little bit of your time. And it is this that the Khalifatul Masih, as we call him, His Holiness, certainly will want to come to you to pay his homage. And as such, we felt the need of coming to you to humbly request that the occasion of the coming of the Khalifatul Masih to Ghana, but particularly to the Asante Hene, will be an occasion on which all television stations throughout the world will focus their attention as a very special occasion because of your standing in society. And we as Ghanaians and as Africans too, we have a culture. I remember you attending our international convention in London, and the African culture that you portrayed there was very much welcome, and it enlightened a lot of people who were gathered there, because it's an international convention and people from all parts of the world attend. Prior to Your Majesty's attendance of that convention, we used to have kings, they call them, or chiefs, from Benin, Nigeria, South Africa, and so on and so forth. But after Your Majesty's visit, people started looking for us, and most of them had to confess that it is now is the first time that they are meeting a real king from Africa. We therefore humbly want to suggest that when our spiritual head comes, if Your Majesty could kind of do the whole of Africa the honor and the whole world an honor by receiving him in a form of a derba, would you, of course, your sub-chiefs, your elders and sub-chiefs, and the people to represent the nation of Asante and Ghana for that matter. This is a very important request which has a place in our heart. We, the members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Ghana, and we felt it necessary and important to come today to put this request before you. Fortunately for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community Ghana, your own grandson is their leader. And I have led them to you. And I'm speaking for and on their behalf and presenting our humble request.
The second reason why the Ameer and his entourage visited the Otumfuo, the king of the Asantes, was the fact that recently, and I guess it's just few days ago, the Otumfuo launched a fund to call on all the rich, the strong, and anyone who could help to come and put something in the fund to renovate the teaching hospital in his region, which is the Asante region, and that is the Otumfuo teaching hospital. So the Ameer and his entourage also went to visit the Otumfuo to put something in the fund to show their appreciation to the king and to also show to the world that everyone, especially Ghanaians, must come in to donate and help rebuild or renovate the teaching hospital. Let us hear the Ameer as he narrates the second reason why they went to the Otumfuo.
Secondly, we've heard of the fund that you launched for renovation and upliftment of Otumfuo Hospital. And as a community, we felt obliged to do the little that we also can to appreciate the fact that we appreciate you, we are proud of you, and will always be available at any time you make a call, regardless, no matter what the call is. And for that purpose, we've come with our widow's mite, the check for 10,000 cedis to that effect.
Now, after the second reason was told, the Ameer also put in a request again to the Otumfuo to intervene on an issue that was about a demolition of the mission of that region, the Asante region. And it was that the mission wants to rebuild their mission, that is, reconstruct an ultramodern mission house befitting the region. And it came to the attention of the mission that after they had demolished their mission house, that in that region, once you demolish a building completely, it is assumed that the land is no more in your hands and you would have to repay before you can rebuild whatever you want to build on the land. And the amount the chief of that area is requesting is huge. So the Ameer called on the king to intervene on their behalf so that a moderate amount could be accepted by the chief of the area and also allow them to rebuild or reconstruct the ultramodern mission house that they want to construct. So let us listen to the Ameer and come to make a reaction on that.
Thirdly, Your Majesty, and the final one is a disturbing issue that has faced us here in Kumasi. It is this, that we had our old mission house at Asafo, which is very old and dilapidated. So at a point we decided to demolish it so that we can rather put on an ultra-modern building befitting the area and the buildings that have sprung around the place, and also to serve our own purposes. Little did we know, our indenture has not yet expired on the land. But little did we know that if you demolish a building completely and you are to erect a new one in its place, you will have to see the chief of the area and you will have to pay money before permission can be granted you to go on with the work. We did not know this before demolishing the building. And after doing that, the chief of our area, is it the Asafo, he made us understand that we had to pay a certain amount, which is quite a whopping sum of money, around into millions. This obviously was outrageously above our threshold. Our budgetary provisions can hardly ever support such an expenditure. So today, therefore, we decided to come, since I was already coming, to pay you a courtesy call, primarily to inform you about the visit of His Holiness and this humble request of ours. That is the purpose for which we come. But making use of the opportunity also to humbly appeal and humbly beg your Majesty to intervene for and on our behalf, so that a moderate amount, expecting us to pay as much as about 2 million plus, is mind-boggling and disturbing when you come to think of the resources at our disposal, added to which is the fact that an ultra-modern building too had to be put up. So if you find us here today, it is for this purpose that we have come. And I'm happy that we've come to meet you looking healthy. And it is our prayer, we'll continue praying that the Almighty Allah continues to give you long life, a long, healthy life of prosperity, continue to add more and more to the wisdom which you already have, so that you continue chalking the path and demonstrating leadership to our traditional leadership as well as our political leadership in this country and throughout Africa.
In the end, the Ameer also expressed how we are proud of the king, about the things that he is doing for Ghana, for Africa, and for the world.
We are certainly proud of you, Nana. We are very, very proud of you. And we are proud to mention, wherever we find ourselves in the world, that we are Ghanaians. And immediately you mention that you are Ghanaian, they will always ask you, oh, are you Asante? But with me, I always say I'm not only Asante, but I'm the grandson of